Smoked mac and cheese, stuffed green peppers. Okay, I made a pretty significant error somewhere in this video. Didn't even notice it until cleanup. But let me know if you spot it. Leave a comment. Let me know what it is. Come on, Mike. Get it together. I know. Hey, welcome back to Smoking and Drinking. I'm Mike, and today we're making smoked mac and cheese, stuffed green peppers. Oh, really? Okay, remember when we made the 3-cheese smoked mac and cheese? You don't? Well, I'll put a link up here. You can go watch that one. But we had a lot of leftovers. Anyway, you can see it's just the two of us here eating this. The kids didn't come out, so we got a lot of leftover mac and cheese. And we're keeping with our no meat or meatless or Lenten theme going here. And we are going to make stuffed mac and cheese, or mac and cheese stuffed green peppers. Normally you could add bacon to it, but again, we're sticking with the meatless theme, so we're going to use cremini mushrooms. You can also use portobello. The key here is to keep the moisture out. There's already moisture in the mac and cheese. If it gets too much moisture, it's just going to get mushy. So we're going to add a few more panko breadcrumbs to help keep it from getting too much moisture in there. There's a lot of moisture in the mushrooms, so we're going to do something to take care of that. And as you smoke green peppers, they're going to release moisture as well. So we're going to take some steps to keep the moisture out so our mac and cheese doesn't get mushy. So let's get started. All right, we've got a few simple ingredients. Of course, we got our leftover smoked mac and cheese, and we've got 4 green bell peppers and about 8 ounces of cremini mushrooms. We have a cup of shredded mozzarella. I added some of the cotija cheese that we made here. You can kind of see it sprinkled on the top. I thought that added a nice touch to it. I don't know if it's gonna melt, but that's okay. It's crumbled, so it won't be a problem. It'll probably melt a little bit. It's cheese, but and then we also have some other ingredients, some Worcestershire, Who's Your Sister sauce, some olive oil, a couple seasonings, crushed pepper and salt, and paprika, and a little bit of garlic powder. So those are the ingredients. First thing we're going to do is prep our stuffing, and then we're going to prep our green peppers, and then we'll get it on the smoker, get it smoking. Let's get this out of the way. All right, as you can see, we got our hot plate out again and our skillet. Normally I do this in the cast iron skillet out on the smoker, but a little easier to do it in here, and a little quicker too. So we're gonna just, we're gonna do it in here. So first thing we need to do is make the filling, and we need to prep our mushroom crumble. So we need to finely chop our cremini mushrooms. I've got, like I said, 8 ounces of those, and just need to chop those. We want them really fine so they don't kind of distract from all the other flavors, but just need to get those all finely chopped. I won't make you watch me do all of those. It's not very exciting video, so I'll do the rest of these and be back in just a minute. Okay, we got our mushrooms finely chopped. You can see I didn't quite do them all. It seemed like a lot of mushrooms. Now they'll probably cook down quite a bit. I may chop the others and put them in there, but also I cut my thumb. So I figured I was done with the mushrooms. So we got our tablespoon of olive oil in our skillet, and we got our heat up, and we're just going to saute these until they are shrunk down, kind of a dark brown color, and just we want to get all the moisture out of them. So we're just gonna let those saute. I think we need just a little more olive oil in there. Won't add too much, but it'll cook off. It says a tablespoon in the recipe. That was a little light, I think. And so we're good now. There we go. That'll cook down. Those will saute real nice. Just gonna let those go. And then we're going to add our Who's Your Sister sauce, just a tablespoon or teaspoon of that. And we're going to add some smoked paprika, a half a teaspoon of the smoked paprika. And we also want a quarter teaspoon of garlic powder. And we're going to crack some salt and pepper in there. But just going to wait for that to brown and cook down. It's going to take a little while. It's a big pan and a small burner, but we'll get there. So we're going to let that saute down, and then we'll be back. All right, those are going to take a while. While they're sauteing, it'll probably take 15 minutes or so to get those to saute to where all of the moisture is out of them. They're going to brown to a deep brown color, we hope. And while we're sauteing those, let's go ahead and prep our green peppers. Prep our peppers. And we're just going to core 4 large-ish green peppers and get all of the veins. Actually, what we want to do is we want to core them. We're going to take the top off of them. It'll be better. Because we're going to stuff them, we need an opening, so I will use this one. I'm used to coring jalapenos. Not doing those today. Jalapeno stuffed, mac and cheese stuffed jalapenos. Not sure how that would work. Just want to get all of the sometimes a spoon works too to get the veins out of there. Mostly you want to get the seeds out. That's where a lot of your heat is. And this is not really a spicy dish. Boy, those mushrooms smell wonderful. All right. You want to cut enough of the top off that you have some area to stuff your mac and cheese in. As you can kind of see the moisture, some of that's the oil, but it is starting to release some moisture from the mushrooms as well. So we want to get all that moisture out of there so it doesn't make our mac and cheese mushy. So, all right, I'll get the rest of these peppers opened up and get all the seeds out of them and check back on this in just a second. All right, we got all our 4 green peppers cored and ready to go. I went ahead and added those other 3 mushrooms. This cooks down quite a bit, as you can see. So I went ahead and added them in there, and we'll just continue to cook these down. There's still a lot of moisture in them, you can see that. So we'll just keep on cooking that, and when those are getting close, we'll come right back. While those continue to cook down, I thought we might as well go ahead and get our mac and cheese. Measure it out. Yep, it's like you might expect, cold mac and cheese. Pretty stiff, but that's okay. That means there's not a lot of moisture in there, so we won't have to worry about them getting too mushy. Need about 3 cups of our smoked 3 cheese mac and cheese, and like I said, if you haven't seen that yet, I'll go ahead and check that video out. I made another mac and cheese video, wow, gosh, almost a year ago. It was a 5 cheese mac and cheese, and it was delicious. Okay, that's 3 cups ish. We may not get them all in there. Probably will have, you know what, we're gonna, if we have leftover, we have leftover. It's okay. But just trying to maximize our time here. So we got our 3-ish cups of smoked mac and cheese ready to go. And our mushrooms continue to cook down. They're getting close. They're getting to that dark brown walnut color that we're looking for. And some of that shine on there is the oil, like I said. We just want to make sure we get as much of that moisture out of there as we can. So we're just going to keep on going here. We've got our mac and cheese ready to go, and we've got our peppers cored out, and mushrooms are browning, and we're going to add the rest of our toppings in there into our filling. So we got some herbs and spices that need to go in there yet too, and we need to add some things to the mushrooms too. So and let that go. We'll be back in just a second. All right, our mushrooms are cooked down. They are a nice dark walnut color. They're a little shiny. That's the olive oil. That's okay. That's not going to hurt us. As you saw, our mac and cheese was pretty stiff, so I don't think we're going to have a problem with moisture. We're going to go ahead and add our other ingredients. We have our Who's Your Sister sauce. You can also use soy sauce if you want. If you're going vegetarian, you'd want to go with the Worcestershire. I actually prefer well, I like them both. I just picked this one in case you wanted to go vegetarian, but soy sauce is good too. But we need a teaspoon of our Who's Your Sister sauce. And our heat way too high here. I'm going to pull that off the heat in just a second. And then we need our half a teaspoon of our smoked paprika. And we need a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. I love garlic. I always have to be a little careful. Mrs. Smoking doesn't like the garlic as much as I do, so I always have to balance that out. And then a little bit of crushed, fresh cracked black pepper. This doesn't, I need to make this a little more, I wonder, I'm on minimum. There we go. Some black pepper. And then we're just gonna cook that, bring our heat back up to about medium. Cook this for another minute or so. And then we'll be ready to add in all of our ingredients and get them stuffed on the green peppers. In the green peppers. Okay, let that go another minute, and then we'll add all our other ingredients in. All right, that's been going for a minute, and what we need to do now, we're going to take this off of the heat. We're going to just let that sit for a minute, or sit for a little while, because what we need to do is pre-smoke our peppers so that they you can't smoke them for a long time, or they'll just kind of collapse and go to mush too, and the mac and cheese will go to mush. So we need to pre-smoke them, and that gets some of the smoke a lot of the smoke flavor into the peppers. It also kind of cooks them a little bit, kind of gives us a head start. So while that's cooling off, we're going to get these out on the smoker. We've got it preheated to 225, and we're going to let those go right on the grill for about 15 minutes. And while those are going, we'll prep the rest of our stuffing here. But let's get these out to the smoker and get them pre-smoked. All right, just going to put these right on the smoker grill. Boy, it's time to clean the smoker. All right, we're gonna let that go. While we let the peppers pre-smoke for about 15 minutes, let's go ahead and mix our stuffing. I tell you what, this smells so good. Oh boy, it's got a rich, deep, concentrated umami type of aroma to it. It smells good. All right, let's get going here. We've got our 3 cups. It's almost 4 cups. That's okay. 3 cups of mac and cheese, or 3 cheese smoked mac and cheese with a crunchy breadcrumb crust. And we're going to add our mushroom crumble in there. This is gonna be so good. You know, I was really worried about this. I didn't know, is this gonna work? But we had so much mac and cheese. We still have a lot of mac and cheese left over. If you guys have any ideas what else to do with mac and cheese, leave it in the comments. We still have almost half a pan. All right, and then we add our, it's about a third of the cup. You go between 1/4 and 1/2 cup of panko breadcrumbs. Not sure we're gonna need all of this. Yeah, let's just put it all in there. And then we have 2 tablespoons of chopped fresh thyme. It's time for thyme. Anyway, that gives it a little bit of depth and some color and added flavor. And then we just need to mix it all up. It's gonna be a little tricky with this mac and cheese being so stiff. I need something a little stronger than that. Here's my other wooden spoon. Almost gonna have to chop it in there. I don't know if you've ever had leftover mac and cheese and you take it out of the fridge. It's, whoa, pretty stiff. Half of my seasonings out of the bowl. Messy Mike. Messy Mike is Messy Marvin. Well, it's going to be a little tricky to get it in there, but we'll just keep working at this. We got time. We got about 15 minutes while those peppers smoke, but we'll work the seasonings and the breadcrumbs into this. We'll get it in there, and then we'll be back, get those peppers off of the smoker, get them stuffed, and get this going. I am getting hungry. Okay, we overshot just a little bit. Our stuffing should be lightly creamy, not dry and crumbly. So what happened? Well, probably a couple of things. The mac and cheese probably absorbed all the moisture in the refrigerator. We cooked the mushrooms down to where there was no moisture left in them, was what we wanted. And the breadcrumbs probably dried it out some too. That's okay. All we need to do is cream it up a little bit. We're going to add some heavy whipping cream, just a little bit at a time until we can get it kind of creamy. If we don't do that, then when we get them on the smoker, it's going to dry them out even more, and it's going to be a dry, crusty mess. So we need to get a little cream in there. This is just heavy whipping cream. I'm going to go a little bit at a time. Don't want to overshoot the other way again, but this is some heavy whipping cream. All right, just a little bit at a time until we get to the consistency we want. We want it to be a little bit creamy, not soupy, but we want to be able to kind of spoon it in there, not pour it in like crumbs. So, yep, we're going to need a little more. That's okay. We just keep adding until we get it to the consistency that we want. We're not measuring, it's just kind of trial and error. So far we've got about, whoops, we did it again. So far we've got about, I don't know, 3-4 tablespoons maybe of the heavy whipping cream. This is just kind of trial and error. So you might, if you're following along at home, you might think, oh, I screwed up. No, you didn't screw up. That's just what happens with leftovers. Sometimes you have to make modifications. I think that's going to be good enough. It's not creamy per se, but I think that's okay. We're not going to smoke them for a long time. We're only going to smoke them for about 30 to 40 minutes. So smokers do dry things out depending on what they are. If they have a low fat content, they tend to dry out. That's why things like brisket and pork roast and pork shoulders, pulled pork, things like that need to smoke for so long, because you need to render that fat out of there. It takes a lot longer to get that out and not dry it out, but render the fat down. So there's not a lot of fat in here per se, so we had to add a little bit. Okay, just let that sit for a minute, and when the peppers are done, we'll go get those and get to stuffing. It's been about 20 minutes with the peppers on the smoker. Let's go out and get those. We're going to put them in this basket. It's some kind of a smoking basket or grilling basket, kind of hold everything together. Let's go out and get those. All right, those are very hot, but ready to go. And let's go ahead and get them stuffed. I don't know if I mentioned earlier, but we're smoking with cherry pellets, apple pellets. That'll give it kind of a mild smoke flavor, nothing too overpowering. But let's get these stuffed, and then we'll get them back out there. All right, let's get these finished up here. We're gonna get them stuffed, and there's no magic to this. Just stuff them in there. Try not to tear the peppers. We're going to end up having to use our fingers quite a bit, but that's okay. You know what we're going to do? Seems a little confined in this basket. We're going to take them out. So we have room to move here. You want to get them stuffed in there pretty good. Fill all the voids. We also need a little room on top to add our shredded mozzarella and our crumbled cotija cheese. So I'm gonna stuff those in, make a little indention, make a little bowl type of thing for the cheese. Just a little bit more. I wonder how pecans would taste in this. Would that be weird? A little bit of a nutty texture and flavor? I don't know, that might be weird. Let me know what you think. All right, got those stuffed. And then we need to add our topping. Get those to stand up. straight so they don't lose all their filling in the smoker. There we go. And then, yeah, we just, not a whole lot of stuffing left, just about a couple tablespoons. That worked out pretty nice. All right, then we're just gonna put the cheese topping, get a good layer of that on there. This little guy's not straight. He needs to stand up straighter. There we go. Shredded mozzarella and crumbled cotija. Hope I'm saying that right. Let me know if I'm messing it up. But that's how the Googlefy said to do it. Say it. I'm not. I don't speak Spanish, so I may have got it wrong. All right. Have a little bit left over of the cheese. All right. Now we're ready to get that out on the smoker. Just get this out and get it smoking for about 30 to 45 minutes. Situated so he stays upright. All right, let that go for about 30 to 45 minutes. All right, while our smoked mac and cheese stuffed green peppers are smoking, we thought we'd make a cocktail. We're gonna make smoking and drinking ranch water. It is a simple cocktail of Tito's vodka, Topo Chico lime with mint, sparkling soda, sparkling water, and fresh lime, and a little bit of tahini. So we got our tall glass with crushed ice, and need my jigger. We need, to get started here, we need 2 ounces of tequila. It's going to be a light, refreshing cocktail. Be a nice summer drink. I might have to make that out at the lake. And then we need an ounce of fresh lime juice. We're just going to cut our lime in half here and squeeze half of it into the drink. Might need a little more lime juice. I don't know if I can squeeze an ounce out of there. Yeah, let's go ahead and add just a little bit of lime juice to that. Just use some real lemon, fresh 100% lemon juice. Although I guess we maybe got a half an ounce out of the lime. This is lemon. That's all right. We'll throw it in there. Should have used lime juice. I didn't have any lime juice, I don't believe. That's all right. It's going to be fine. All right, and then we're going to add our. You know what I did? I was gonna put some salt around with tahini. It's all right. We can fix this. We'll just use another glass. We can improvise. There we go. And then we just make a mess. That's all right. I wouldn't be smoking and drinking if I didn't make a mess. And then we add our Topo Chico lime soda. And garnish it with a lime wedge. That's a big lime wedge. you go. Might as well squeeze the rest of that lime juice in there, huh? And there you have it, a smoking and drinking ranch water. You can add a little bit of this to it. Just gonna add just a touch of tahini. Not a lot, but anyway. Let's take a little, just a short sip. We need to wait for our stuffed peppers to be done, but gotta try it out, right? Needs a little stir. Just a little stir. Fancy, huh? All right, here we go. Oh boy, that is nice. It's very refreshing. It's definitely a summer cocktail that's going in our recipe book. Have to make sure we have that in the camper for out late. Wow, it's minty. It's a little bit spicy with the tahini. That tequila has a nice little kick to it, but not too strong. And that Topo Chico lime with mint extract flavored sparkling water. Boy, that is nice and refreshing. All right, can't have too much of that. We gotta set that aside and wait for the smoked stuffed peppers. All right, it's been right at an hour and they've been smoking. The last 15 minutes, I turned the temperature up on the smoker to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Just kind of help give it a little, to brown the cheese on top a little bit. So it is done. Let's go out and get those peppers in. Oh boy, look at those. Those look awesome. The cheese browned up real nice on top. Wow. I can't wait to tear into that. Let's get them plated up and then we'll get a taste. All right. Those look and smell delicious. Let's go ahead and, you know what? Let's get one and put it over here. A little easier to work with here. Just get us a slice off of there. Green pepper's still just a little bit crispy, which is good. We don't want them completely soggy. At least I don't. Oh yeah. Nice. Get that down to a TV size bite. Smells delicious. Oh boy, it's got that mushroom aroma to it, that umami aroma, and green pepper is coming through on the aroma as well. Like I said, this is an experiment at the beginning of this video. Let's see what happened here. That's pretty good. You know what? It needs a little salt. Pasta always needs a lot of salt, right? Whoa! A little bit of pepper. Let's try that again. Remember I said when you're making something from something, you have to do a lot of trial and error. See what happens with salt. Okay. Yep, that helped. Just needed a little bit of kick to it, a little salt. Help bring those flavors out. Wow, that's really good. Kind of a new twist on mac and cheese. Add some veggies in there. Remember, we're doing our meatless month here for the Lenten season. And wow, let's try the ranch water. Yeah, that pairs nicely with that. It's not a real overpowering dish, you know. It's It's subtle. It's got the mushroom, the deep mushroom flavor coming out of the mac and cheese. All the cheese flavor is still there, and the ranch water, just kind of that light, refreshing pop, just kind of rounds it out. Boy, that is delicious. Pretty good. It turned out pretty well for an experiment. It's not, nothing spectacular, but when you're doing leftovers, you do what you do, and you try and create something, so you finish the leftovers off. And I think we will. I think we're going to finish these. That's real nice. If you guys have any other ideas for what to do with your leftover mac and cheese, leave them down in the comments. Maybe we'll try some other ideas. But that about does it for the smoked mac and cheese stuffed green peppers. I want to thank you, as always, for tuning in to Smoking and Drinking. And if you like this video, hit that like button. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified of all our videos every Sunday morning. As always, Prost!